Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders, the great millstone that taught us this truth, and double honor to our elders and bishops of GMS South Carolina, GMS North Carolina, GMS Kingdom, GMS Boom Camp, GMS Atlantis, GMS Las Vegas, GMS Detroit, GMS Chicago, GMS New York, of course, GMS SWFL, all the GMS camps all over the world. GMS of San Francisco Bay. Throw out you brothers for pushing this truth and doing a wonderful job and edifying us and in the highways and the byways and the marketplaces of the streets as well as on the internet. Shalom and shalom to you affiliates for the wonderful work that y'all doing, pushing this truth as well in the highways and byways and the marketplaces on the internet and the streets. And shalom to you Aquiums, to you women who are learning the truth. You're watching the videos. You're seeking for a righteous male covering that you may connect with, bond with, and come up under his righteous spiritual vibration, and that you may go into the kingdom with, and that you may obey him, okay, and learn from him. Shalom. Welcome to today's lesson. I am your Hebrew Israelite brother, Mashaba, here in the city of Detroit. Today's lesson is on Proverbs chapter 11, verse 28, okay, because you got a lot of fools, people that trust in their riches, just because they getting monies and getting food stamps and getting all kinds of stuff, they let that make them to be high and mighty in their eyes over others. But what are they doing with their monies? What are they doing with their food stamps? Just wasting it and just throwing it away, just being a complete fool and an idiot. And you know what the Bible says? You know what the word says. A fool and his monies is soon separate. And and you got a lot of simps. I know a simp that's giving away $200 a month to a dumb bitch, and he giving her $100 a month. And she's a dumb bitch. She's a lowlife. She's a nothing. And she got a husband. And she got adult children. And this dumbass gives his money away and his food stamps away every month. Every month. And he buy less for his house. Buy less for his house to give more to her. I mean, that's a straight simp. A straight simp. And he's trusting in his riches. And it's all going to fail him. So this is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 28. And we're going to go ahead and start that off, and it reads, "He that trusteth in his riches shall fall." Because people, when they rely on a currency or money to be the very thing, they're just like Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. 7 women shall take hold of one man. When that time comes, the women, they're going to have their own apparel. They're going to have their own food and raiment and different things. They're going to want to be with a man that's a righteous man because they know they need their reproaches removed. You see, and for a man at that time, we're going to be made more precious than gold, okay? Or the gold wedges of a fur, okay? And so it's not about, you worrying about, are you going to have enough resources? Are you going to have enough monies to take care of these women? Or don't even worry about that. They're going to come with their own stuff. It's not about money. It's not about you being rich. It's all about you having what? Wisdom and knowledge. That is the stability of that time. You understand? But the righteous shall flourish as a branch. And we do, because we have the goodness and the righteousness of an order of Yahweh or Yahushai. We're going to do things decently and in order because we know this is the way that Yahweh or Yahushai wants things to be, to the best of our ability, right? This Proverbs chapter 10, verse 15. We're going to read some precepts in that. The rich man's wealth is his strong city. And that's what he used as his fortified city, his wealth, until his wealth is gone. The destruction of the poor is their poverty, you see? Because to be poor, you're going through a destruction. You're not constructing, you're destructing when you're poor because you're not able to do what you want to do. You notice Esau is Edom is able to do what he want to do. Why? Because he has riches that he trusts in. But in the end, he's going to lose. You see? He's going to lose and have nothing in the end. Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 12. Least when thou hast eaten and art full, and hast built goodly houses, and dwelt therein. You see? You got to maintain being focused in what is true and what is right and what is proper. Because if you're not, you're caught up in falsehood. This verse 13. And when thou heardst and when thy herds and thy flocks multiply, and thy silver and thy gold is multiplied, and as that thou hast is, and all that thou hast is multiplied. Verse 14. Then thine heart be lifted up, and thou forget the Lord thy God. You see, and that's the same as what is it? Is it Jeremiah or Sirach chapter? It's Sirach chapter 11 verse 25. No, it is verse 25. No, chapter 25 verse 11. Sirach, yeah. And it reads, roughly paraphrasing, that in the days of prosperity, afflictions are forgotten. You see, it is the Lord that has scarred us, and only He can heal us. And so when we go to get monies and all these different things, sure, we will get big-headed, and we'll forget all about the Lord, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt. You see, we'll forget all about that, and we'll be enjoying our riches like a fool from the house of bondage. You understand? You understand? This Job chapter 31, verse 24. If I have made gold my hope, or have said to the fine gold, thou art my confidence. In verse 25. If I rejoiced because my wealth was great, and because mine heart had forgotten much. You see, it's because our hearts would have done got caught up in what's forgetting much. You see, we'll do that once we get what wealth. We get beside ourselves. You know, we all are guilty of that. I know I am. I'm guilty of that. As to the reason why the Lord has me only receiving so much, and not all that I want. Because if I was receiving all that I want, I get big headed, get beside myself, you know, and go to smelling my own piss sort of thing, as they say, you know. We're gonna read a few more of these and close it out. We weren't trying to make it too long. Psalm chapter 52, verse 7. Lo, this is the man that made not God his strength. You see? Just like this fool here, dealing with this idiot here, this terror that I'm living with. You know, he most definitely is God is not his strength. He trusting in his wealth, his riches. And it's gonna fail him in the end. It's gonna let him down. But trusts in the abundance of his riches, you see, and strengthen himself in his wickedness. You see, and as iron rusts, so does his ways. Never trust thy enemy. You see. This is this 62. This it just changed over, didn't it? This is Psalm chapter 62, verse 10. Trust not in oppression. Trust not in oppression. That means oppressing others. Trust not in that, because guess what? And become not vain in robbery. You see? Because it's got to the point where you got others out there, especially Esau is Edom with his crooked system, that's just robbing the people. You see? If riches increases, set not your heart upon them. Why? Because to hold on to all this greed of what one has gathered, remember, no matter what you heap unto yourself, no matter how much toiling you do to gather the things that you have or trying to get, you cannot keep any of the things that you gather. You can't take anything with you. You got to let it go. You got to. You have no choice. You cannot. And why would you want to take anything from Esau, is Edom's kingdom, and take it into the kingdom of heaven? Why would you want to do that? You see, when you driving around in Esau, is Edom's automobiles, putting exhaust in the kingdom of heaven, funking it up. Really? You see. And so, for real, we're gonna read this last one and close out. This Mark, in Mark chapter 10, verse 24, and it reads, "And the disciples were astonished at his words, but Yahweh answered again and said unto them, Children, how hard is it for them that trust in riches to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh?" You see? And we all know that's like a needle, a camel going through the eye of a needle. You had to crouch down and crawl, a camel crawling. And they don't always want to do that all the time, you know? This Luke chapter 12, verse 20, and it reads, "But Yahweh said unto him, Thou fool, this night thou soul shall be required of thee." You see? "Then whose shall those things be?" You see? You see? Because once the Lord take your life away from you, all the things that you have, all the riches you heaped up onto yourself, who are they going to belong to? You can't keep them. You got to go. You got to lift up off this earth and go. You see? Just that simple. You see? Just that simple. "Which thou hast provided." You see? "Which thou hast provided." Who have you designated to receive your wealth after you leave this earth? They only going to squander it away or give it away, fool it away. It's all a fool in his riches, trusted in his riches, and it's only going to let you down. Your best thing to do is store your riches up in the kingdom of heaven. That's your best place. That way neither moth nor robber or corrosion gets in to rob you of your treasures. Lord's willing, you were edified by today's lesson. We're going to close it out right now. Lord's willing, you were motivated, inspired to put together some precepts, that you would put together an edifying video to feed the sheep. Remember, as good shepherds of the Lord, as always, our job is to feed the sheep. So we'd like to go ahead and close it out. We'd like to give all honor we'd like to give all honors and all praises to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the hopeful elects.